Mo Leung Tin Jun. Hello everyone from tinyatdragon's YouTube channel. This is Sifu again. So today we'll be talking about the part 2 of this Taoism, Magick Exorcism. So I expect you to already watch part 1 before you start this one, because I'm going to just keep going as in like a continuation of the first part. Okay, so I expect you know what I'm talking about. Let's go on. Okay, so last episode, or the part 1, we talked about getting yourself protected and stuff like that, right? Now, the second part is how to deal with the ceremony. So this disciple haven't learned how to do the ceremony himself yet. Yeah, he did one time, but it's not really full version and things is not really complete, okay? Now, this is some mindset stuff, very important stuff that you got to understand to perform the ceremony properly. Again, I'll be referring to the special terms and names in the lineage that my disciples are supposed to know already. So if you're not our disciples, you can always just get ordained right now. Okay, you can get ordained online through our website, tinyatdragon.com. And you can get ordained, start to learn, and you'll learn all these things too. So it's very cool, okay? So let's keep going. So the first thing is exorcism ceremony. Koiche. No matter you have any crap bugging you or you're like having no crap bugging you, we actually do this every 2 weeks. Yeah, okay? Like even you have nothing happening to you. This should be something that you do every 2 weeks on the lunar 15th. That's when we do it. Okay, so every lunar 15th is the time when we will do one big ceremony at home to do this exorcism. It's like a wipe out, okay, wiping out the bad stuff. Now in part 1 we talk about everything in the physical world is like a container. Solid contains the non-solid stuff inside, like that, okay? So what is koiche? Koiche exorcism is to remove these or to push out, okay, using some kind of force to push out these evils. And by means of evil is these things that is like a teeth, like the teeth of a saw, clogging the system inside these things, okay, in the spiritual side of things. It's clogging, like here is ripping wherever it goes. It's ripping apart the system. It can be energy, it can be spirit, it can be anything. It doesn't matter. It's the same shit that we're dealing with, okay? So just remember, do not glue yourself to think about, oh, this is a ghost, this is a spirit, this is a whoever. Don't, okay? You don't have to. All you need to do is you understand what is going on and what to do. That's fine. You don't have to put a subject, like label it. Okay, this is a ghost. This is a whatever spirit. You don't have to. Okay? Now, this is like the spiritual crap inside this physical world. It lives inside the physical world. Okay? Now, you go into this house, the haunted house, okay? The evilized location. You have to understand, right here is like a bunch of virus that is all over the place. Look outside here, okay? All the empty space, the air. Imagine these spiritual stuff is like the germs in the air, and it's all over the place, okay? All over the place. If you're not protected, you go inside and you start doing your magic and trying to like hit this, hit that, you are going to get fucked very badly. That's right. You are like those crime scene cleaner. You go into a place where there's like tons of germs, tons of scary stuff flying in the air. You don't want to go in without your special protective suit, right? So the crime scene cleaner always dressed up in their like almost like a space suit. And then they go in with special equipment, and when they go out they sterilize everything, right? That's what you have to do as well. treat exorcism like that. Yeah, when we have to, like, for example, someone have evil crap problem and stuff like that, okay? Now, if you're doing this on the street, you can't really, let's put on our robes and stuff. You can't do it, right? But if you have to go to someone's house to perform a ceremony at location, like on location, we'll always bring proper gear. And then you go outside of the house, okay? Your mindset should be, this house, okay, inside the house is their territory. This is like the enemy's place. It's like a war, okay? That's the enemy's place. You do not go into the enemy's place and then, okay, let's put on the armor right now and then we'll gear up. You don't do that, right? You go outside of the enemy place. You get ready when you're like near the enemy place, and then you go, okay? Just like the cops, right? Now, before you enter here, you must understand you're going into this place where it's full of crap. So you have to at least, if you want to set up a little corner there to be your base, your territory, to mark it yours, you must at least have something on your body that can let you have some minimal protection while you're setting up your stuff. Because while you're setting up, everything around will be not wanting you to set up properly, and then they will come around and fuck you up. So a common situation is when, let's say, two disciples, okay, two Taoists, maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, okay, or husband, wife, whatever, or two friends, they go into this location and do exorcism, okay? Now they're fine outside, they're good, okay? Now they go into here without protection, okay? Like not that kind of protection. Like without spiritual, magical protection. They go into this place, okay? And then, you know what? They start to set up this table, and then they want to, have their altar there and then do their work. Okay, you know what? They will start to argue. They will start to have disagreement. They start to get grumpy. They start to not like each other. They start to feel bad, forget things, break things, flip the cup, whatever. Tons of crap can happen. Because you know why? You're not protected. You're inside this evil crap territory. The evil crap just keep fucking you up and don't want you to set up, don't want you to success, right? You don't have to see it. Okay, you don't have to see it because they're what? They're spiritual, right? Spiritual means you cannot see it, okay? You don't see it. It's energy work that is fucking your mind up. And then, you know what? You stick there, these things gonna screw you up. Even if you have magic power inside, you know how to kick their ass, you cannot utilize all that stuff anymore. Your mind is screwed up. You forget things, you forget the spell, you flip the cup, whoops, and then, oh, everything just go crazy. So, before you go, okay, let's go back to the timeline, okay? Before you go into here, you must have some basic protection. How to have basic protection? Well, first of all, I said already, last time I said the hat, the magic hat, okay? This one. The hat protects you by, it's like putting a lid on your jar, okay? Nothing can come in anymore. They might be outside bugging you, but they cannot go into you. That's basically the most important thing, okay? You don't want things to go into you. It's like, oh, this exorcist go in here and then got possessed. Now, how crazy is that, right? This is like a joke. Now, this protects you from being possessed and from this like negative stuff going into your energy body, right? Okay, next, your heart, right here. This heart feels and it triggers up the first feeling of how you feel about things. Oh, a sound right there. And then your heart says, oops, shit. Or maybe your heart says, oh, someone came, right? It's always the heart that tells you what's going on. It can be incorrect, but if even it's incorrect, it makes you panic and you cannot do the job properly, right? Maybe it's just some shadows from the tree outside, and then your heart says, oh, some spirit is here watching you. And then you get panic and you freak yourself out, right? So it's always your heart. You want to protect this heart. You want to protect it. You don't want things to go in. So you know what? Wear a protection fu. If you don't have a protection fu, write one and put it here. Okay? My disciples who ordain, you might have the coin that I empower for you when you ordain. You can put it here. Okay? Or maybe, you don't have this and that. Okay, fine. If you don't have anything, this is the magic you can do. On the left palm, okay? Right hand, okay, harsh spell number 1, stomp, and then draw the symbol. Okay? Draw the symbol. 4V5H, 13 loops. Okay? You know what that is. After that, okay, sorry, add one more. Saam Law Sun Gung. Okay? Tickling. And then 4V5H. After that, like this, stomp, and then slap your chest 3 times. 1, 2, 3, hold, and then stomp your heart spell in. Now, this is at least protected, and then you can do your 金光護身咒, okay, the golden light protection spell. Okay, while you're doing that spell, you can hold the hand sign, or if you don't know the hand sign, you can put both hands together. Now, after you're done, stomp the left foot 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It brings energy in and charge you up. Okay, now, this is protected. Then it means the internal system is not going to be affected. Now you can function properly. As an exorcist, if you're just doing it every month, you're still an exorcist. You're kicking evil's crap ass, right? So when you're doing that, as an exorcist, you must be protected in order to do the job properly. Right? Okay. Now your heart's protected, your head is protected, your system is pretty good. Next, you can go and set up your stuff, and then when you got your territory marked, which means you go into the place, and then you set up a little table, okay? And that is your temporary altar. Temporary altar. Why do you need an altar? Yeah, if you actually think about it, right? Why do you need to have an altar when you go to somewhere to do exorcism? When I look at those, Westerners doing exorcism, it's kind of funny. They just go into, like a priest or something. They just go into a place, taking a Bible or something, and then they start going, it's like they're clueless. They just walk around, sprinkle water, and they don't know what's going on, but they just, do their thing here and there and hope it will be fine. That's the way to fuck yourself up. You know why? It's like, okay, you are going into this place, okay? It's full of evil crap. Good. Now you go in there without protection, and then you know what? You keep taking your pistol and then go, what the heck are you doing, right? There's no reinforcement. There's nowhere that is a secure ground that you can actually go back to and get resources. Okay? So, where does your resources go? Well, you bring maybe like 8 bullets, and then that's the stuff you use inside. After you're done, you're done. That's crazy. Doing exorcism, you need a supply of bullets, okay? Where you can keep getting the power. The altar connects you to a power source, and the source can keep providing support, power, protection, and all the stuff you need to have, right? This is very important. You cannot go into a place and say, I'm going to do exorcism, and then expect you're going to be fine with just your 1 mag of ammunition, right? It's not going to happen. Okay? You need to have reinforcement. You need a place, a base, okay, to put your bombs, your grenade, your everything. So when you need stuff, you go and take it and stuff like that. Now, the spiritual energy, the magic power is also like this. You have to mark a territory. Okay, the most simple thing is you need to find a place to put your altar. Okay, now, to put it like this way, the altar is like this. This is the table, okay? Now, this altar, let's say, okay, this altar. This is the frame right here, okay? You are on the other side, the human side, standing right here, okay? This is the host. You are the guest. Okay? So this flows in resources provide, and you can take from here and use it outside to your world. Right? You have to understand how the altar works. When you go into this evilized place, you have to find a place to set up your altar. Okay? Now, where does the altar face? Like, where do you get your resources from? Where do you get the resources from? Well, you need a connector. Like, we have a computer, right? Computer, you got a monitor, and you look at the monitor, you can see things inside the computer. Well, we need to understand where your altar should face. Okay? Setting up the table. You don't just go in and put a table anywhere you want. You set up a table where you can at least put your something that connects you to the power source. This can be your magic fan. It can be your small sun pai. It can be a ling pai. Something that actually connects you to the power of the lineage. Okay? There are different ways to do it, but basically you need one object that allows you to do this. So usually you use your fan or the small sun pai if you don't have. Okay, just use the small sun pai, and then you put it there. Now on that end, okay, you want to have maybe facing the wall or something, okay, like that. So the altar, you can take things out from the sun pai and then draw energy and then go outside and then do your exorcism. Okay, basically you want to do that. You can also have it facing like the sun pai right here, and right there is the window or something like that. That's fine too. So you want to set up that table so that it's going to allow you to face your power source, to get power, to welcome in power. And then after you have laid out all everything, okay, what do? You put your pot and stuff in there, your candle, something to set up right there, okay, your incense pot, some minimal stuff, okay. You have to set up a minimal altar. After that, open altar, Chang San, to welcome in the energy, the powers. When you welcome in energy, your whole altar, the area glows like a light bulb, go trung everywhere. So all the evil crap in the air will repel from this zone that this altar is looking at. Okay? So imagine like we have a room right here. Your altar is here and you welcome the energy. Everywhere inside this room is being protected. The evil crap will be squished to the wall, right here and here and here, or even to other places, hiding away from the source, because your power that you welcome in is going to suppress them away. They don't want to be around this thing. Now, after you're done, what do? Okay, your altar is established, the connection, the power came in. Now, it's time to set a command for the ceremony. So you first have your 3 incense for the Daoism, which is to connect the altar to the lineage power source. And then you have to burn 9 incense with harsh bell. This 9 incense, after you're done burning, okay, all the harsh bell, okay, like that, you tell the altar, 周系, what you're doing. Now this 9 incense is called a 九天香. Basically, it allows the altar to project its power outside. Okay, so you take all these 9 incense and you stab one by one from your left side to the right on the back side of the altar. Okay, and then you do your Chang San. Now after you're done, you burn 1 incense to put in your message about like a briefing about what you're doing, and then you put that in the center, and then at last you have to do this 驅邪香, the exorcism incense, and this is going to be at the forward end, like the front section of the incense pot. So this 3 incense that is at the front section set what this pot of energy is doing. Okay, it's like it set the whole energy, program it to do the exorcism work. So wherever incense smoke and smell travels to, this exorcism power inside this altar system that is boiling up is going to go to that location and start helping you to do these things that you want to do. Okay, so that's the cool thing. Like, you don't have to physically go there. Just the smell, the smoke, everywhere will get the power. So while you're walking around, you're also pushing this energy around the place too, right? So basically that's how it works. Now, you're done with that, okay? Now, if you have more people in the team, you want them to also input to this project. So they will burn their Qing Hung, okay, with the harsh spells, their harsh spell. So they will input their contribution, their power into the pot. And when they put it, okay, 3 incense, all harsh spells, and then put it in the altar's left side, okay, inside the pot, altar's left side. And then after that is done, okay, you have a lot of incense going on, so make sure you have fan and stuff go to blow things out. And then you take your food and everything that you're going to use, you grab the power, and then you'll be doing your chusat and all that stuff. Okay, so basically you boil up, you cook up a whole powerful altar first on location. No, nothing's going to like go inside this location. You boil up your stuff, and then you go and kick ass. When you're doing chusat, what is going on, basically, you're extending the boundary, okay? You're stretching out the boundary at first of this altar to everywhere of the house. And then so what? So you are going to force all these evil crap, this non-good energy to neutralize. And then you're going to scoop it up, like capture all the bad stuff, okay? Neutralize and capture. And then at the end, you burn the 3 fu. And what that does, it sends those energy out of this house system. And they can recycle back to nature. Okay, be it a spirit or be it whatever. It just cycles back out, and so all the bad energy is being captured, neutralized, and recycled. Okay, now, after that, what do? You can't just leave the house bleeding, right? So you take your bowl of magic water that you have been using, you do the 整天地法事 and stuff. Now you go and 整天地 to purify the place and pack in the energy that you welcome in with this altar. Okay, you take the energy from the altar. To do that, you have all the incense burning, right? You take that bowl, you write the symbol and stuff, do the spell, and then you circle 3 times clockwise, 7 times counterclockwise on top of the incense, pick up the energy. Okay, now as you're like going outside and do your food and stuff, this bowl is absorbing energy from the altar while you're doing the other things. When you're done, you come back, you take this, you go like that, and then you empower the whole house by using the water to pack in the energy to patch up everywhere that is bleeding and harmed, right? So your house energy body is now healed while you're doing this, okay? Now, the evil crap is gone, the bleed is stopped, it's healed and patched up. Nothing's going to be harming or bleeding or crying anymore, right? Now, that's not enough. It's like, okay, I just stitch it up, okay, but it's not good enough. So, if you can, go back to the altar, and then you'll be using your other tools. For example, the Mok Yu and the Hing and the Yan Hing and stuff like that to do your Jing spells, or maybe do a morning read, do a scripture, something like that to empower the house, like extra bonus on top. Okay, add bonus protection on top. And you know, you can also you can also go around the house and then use your sword finger to seal up the house, to draw symbols here and there to seal up, to empower, to block, and to reinforce, etc. So when you're doing all that stuff, okay, around the house, you're putting seals, like a restriction to here, to there, to there. So you're reinforcing these places. Sometimes you're doing things here to empower. So it's like you put some stuff here, okay, energy's glowing, and so the bad stuff cannot come again, and like that. Okay, so basically you go around the house and do that kind of stuff. And then maybe there are places where you need to tape a fu right there to secure it, right? Like there will be a place where you want to tape a fu right here to secure this place, so nothing's going to come back. Okay, you want to put a guard there, something like that. So usually a haunted house case, we have to do a lot of these things and like plan how many fu and stuff we need, and we'll do it at home before we go. So after all these things are all done, okay, you go to the main entrance and you do your hoi guang and all that stuff to blast more energy, to coat on top and empower everything. Now all the stuff is done, okay, you can then make sure nothing's wrong, go around, take a look, okay. After you're done, pack up, you can sao tan, okay, close the altar, shut down, and pack up your stuff and go home. When you're gone, you go home, you know that, okay, when you're gone, the bad guys might want to come back, okay, or something new will want to come back. So when you go back home, go to your altar, remember, you went to this place to do exorcism, okay? Your outside can be dirty too. So when you go back home, first thing you do is go to the altar, burn incense for your altar, and then do your Jing spell, the Jing incense, okay? So that you can get energy packed back onto yourself and purify your energy, okay? And then you want to make sure you have food or something for a bath that night to bath and clean off your body energy, so that your energy is neutralized and you don't have all that dirty stuff picked up, okay? So after all that thing is done, that night, okay, remember, burn incense for sending energy to this place where you just fixed up. Okay, just a follow-up, little follow-up. Beam some energy over for like 2 to 3 days. Make sure that that place is being empowered. Something's going there. And so, if there's any bad stuff trying to come back again, they will sense this thing is being guarded. There is something here going to kick your ass, okay? So these things will not want to come back, and that's how you can secure the place. Now, if that's not your own house, it's someone's house, right? Make sure you call them and say, oh, how are you doing? Is it feeling good or whatever, okay? That kind of stuff. There might be some cases where you secure the ground floor, the top floor, but you forgot the basement, and you might be wanting to, add 1 fu or 2 to the basement to secure the place too. So make sure you understand that exorcism is something that needs a lot of strategy and observation and follow-ups and all that stuff. Sometimes one time's not enough, you need to go again. So it depends, right? Sometimes it could be your power that is not enough. Maybe the magic that you use is not really suitable or not fitting the situation. So when you observe, you learn, you ask questions, you can fine-tune. Also, don't forget, when you have food that you're supposed to use for this thing, you put it at your own altar for like 3 days or so, right? During that 3 days, snap a photo, post it online, so that you can ask the other people in the lineage to give you support. So we give you the support on these foods, send you the stuff, empower it. And when you use it, you're not going alone. You're not using your own energy. You're using the whole lineage energy, and you're using the support that is given by me and other disciples to you over the 3 days. So when you go, you can really kick ass. It's not only yourself that is fighting. That's why you're in a lineage, right? You have great support right here. When you want to kick ass, everyone gives you stuff. You kick ass with everyone's power together. You're not going to lose a battle. You cannot afford to lose a battle, right? That's why we go as a team. No matter where you go as a team. With the whole lineage, right? No matter there's a newbie or there's a very experienced disciple, we all help. We all help. Give you some help. So when you go, you use the fu and it carries like all that energy from us, and you are going to really kick ass. So basically, that's how it works. And so hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in learning the real exorcism work, the Taoist magic, feel free to get ordained today by going to our website, tinyatdragon.com, and we'll see you next time. Remember to subscribe, like, share the video, comment below. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye!